back to the United States and we toured on You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, they weren't going to release the record because we went over budget by $4,500. Now, let me just put this in perspective. Michael Jackson can go over budget by $750,000. Def Leppard or Fleetwood Mac can go over budget by $2 million. We went over budget by $4,500, and they said, either pay us back or we're not releasing your record. They hated the fact that we signed, but they couldn't stop it because Phil Carson was Atlantic's president in the UK. And they told Phil, you keep them. We don't want anything to do with them. And so we released Can't Stop Rock and Roll, which had a bunch of hit records. And we come back to America and crickets, like nothing. And we had to figure out a way to pay them back $4,500 to release the album. Think about that for a second. Almost to the week that Doug Morris proclaimed that the next person that mentions the name Twisted Sister will be fired. You guys have killed yourself in the last year. Do you know how many records you sold in America? I said, I had no idea. He said, well, you sold 100,000 albums with us not putting a penny into it.
Wow.
And he said, furthermore, I received telegrams from local Atlantic reps from around the country. Doug Twisted played here, blew the place apart. How come no support? How come no support? How come no support? How come? And he looked at me and he went, I was wrong. I apologize. And he said, if you give me the right record next year, I'll make you the biggest band in the world. Now, let me just say this. I was respectful when he said it, but I didn't believe a word of it. He said, well, you know this new thing called MTV, right? We go, yeah. He goes, well, you know who owns MTV, right? All right. No. He says, well, it's owned by two corporations. American Express owned 50% of it, and Warner Music owned the other 50% of it, which means that if Columbia and Universal and EMI wanted to put a video on, they had to go through Warner Music. Give me the right video and the right song, and I'll make you the biggest band in the world. And I walked out of the meeting, and I had dinner with my brother that night, and I told him the story, and he said, John, that's the greatest thing in the world. I said, no, it's not. He's full of shit. He's lying, like they've always lied to us. But you know what? He did. Hired Tom Werman. We created We're Not Going to Take It. And that's why I'm basically on this show.